Hey guys, it's your boy Tacho here, and we are back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. Now today we actually have the notification for the upcoming season for Hall of Forms. So we know what the Forma units are going to be this time around, and actually we did know about this a little bit before. We knew about it ever since the Bride banner got leaked with the data mines, because there was some information about these units in the data mine there. But I didn't really want to cover this up until we had an official notification on the bulletin board, so we finally have that here. And it looks like it's going to be a Fire Emblem 7 themed Hall of Forms, which I guess sort of makes a little bit of sense, because last time we did have Binding Blade, and Fire Emblem 7 is the prequel, of course, to Fire Emblem 6. So pretty cool stuff that they kept the theme like that. Okay, so our Forma units for this round are going to be Brave Lynn, Pale Flower Nino, Bride Ninian, and the Summer Fiora. So these are the 4 units, and I gotta say, these look like a better set of units than last time around as far as actually clearing the tower is concerned, because, I mean, we have a dancer on this team for support, and then we have 2 player phase beasts in the form of Brave Lynn and Pale Flower Nino. So actually getting up to floor 25 in Hall of Forms this time looks like it's going to be a cakewalk, to be honest, and these units are going to work very well together. We've also got 3 flying units on the team, so if you wanted to pick up stuff like Hone or Fortify Flyers or Goad and Ward Flyers to just augment their stats even further, you're going to have a real easy time this time around. Now, last time in the Binding Blades version of Hall of Forms, it was a little bit tough because a lot of people were investing in that Winter Cecilia because they planned to pick her up at the end with the Forma Soul. So Cecilia, as great as she is, she's not really meant to be clearing the tower, and if any units spawned with effective against armors or any units that had like null follow-up or stuff like that that could really mess with your Cecilia, it may have been a little bit tricky to actually clear all 25 floors in Hall of Forms last season. We did have, of course, Brave Roy, though, and Valentine Lilina, if you wanted to fall back on them and build them up. They were pretty good at clearing the mode, but, I mean, nothing like we have this time around. Actually having a dancer support is going to be really easy for this one. It's also a flying dancer, too, so we're going to have no trouble at all walking through all those maps and just having no problems clearing up to floor 25. But that's not what you guys are here for. You guys want to know which one of these units is actually going to be the most worthwhile to drop that Forma Soul on. So if you're planning to pick up the Forma Soul pack this time around, which one of these units do you want to get? I gotta be honest, I don't think you want to invest on any of these guys. So I would recommend holding on to your Forma Soul if you buy it and you were wondering which one of these guys you should use it on. I would say just save for next time, because I'm sure we're going to get crazier Hall of Form units in the future, particularly free-to-play ones like the Tempest Trial and Grand Hero Battle units. So, I mean, we could possibly get Ashnard or Flame Emperor somewhere down the line as a Forma Soul unit. And of course, if any of them show up in the Hall of Forms, those are definitely going to be the ones you want to go for with that Forma Soul, because the Tempest Trial and Grand Hero Battle units don't have IVs in the first place, and that is the one downside when you purchase a unit with the Forma Soul, is that they're not going to have any IVs, and that's a severe detriment to a lot of units. But in the case of the Tempest Trial and Grand Hero Battle units, they don't even care because they never had IVs to begin with. So our Tempest Trial unit for this round is the Summer Fiora, and I mean, even if you fully invest in her and get her to plus 10 and do all of that good stuff, she's going to end up being a really cool unit, but I don't think she's going to really stand out all that much. It's in a similar boat with Finn that we had from the previous season before the one with Winter Cecilia, where you could build up a really crazy good Finn, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's just never going to amount to the amount of utility you would get from Winter Cecilia. And I very much feel the same way about this Summer Fiora. She could be a really cool unit, especially if she's one of your favorites and you just want to build her up. Then in that case, the Forma Soul might be a good idea to use on her. But for those of you that are just trying to be smart with your resources, I don't think you want to spend it on this Fiora here. Now, we also have fan favorite Brave Lynn, who makes a return, and she's currently the new starter pack unit you can buy in the Orb shop. If you wanted to pick up the new Burger King meal for $4 and get a free 5-star unit, you can get Lynn from that. And the Lynn you get from there is also going to have neutral IVs. Also, a lot of people picked up Lynn for Choose Your Legends 1 as their free unit, and that Lynn also had neutral IVs. But the thing about this Lynn is that you really don't want neutral IVs. You do want to have either plus attack or plus speed on her, because she is a rather old unit at this point, and her stats are really starting to show their age. She did, of course, just get a refine from Mulagir, and it gives her a whole bunch of stats, so that is nice. But really, when it comes to this Lynn, you do want to have Boons and Banes on her, because you can augment her attack and speed. And to be honest, I mean, the base kit on this Brave Lynn is still very usable. Mulagir just got that refine, and she also has Sakaz's Blessing as the B-slot passive, which is still one of the best B-slots in the game, giving you that fire sweep effect against most of the physical type opponents. She also came with Swift Sparrow 2 in the A-slot, which is still not too shabby for an A-slot passive. So I don't recommend picking up Brave Lynn with the Forma Soul, because she is a unit that wants IVs, and her base kit is already pretty solid. So even if you invest in her with all of those crazy skills that you could get, you're really not going to see that much of a performance enhancement for her. So keep that in mind. And then we have these two flying units here in Pale Flower Nino and Bride Ninian, and I think one of these may be the best choice to go for if you wanted to use your Forma Soul. Nino is a very good player phase unit, and she's going to be really great on an Aether Raid's defense setup if you wanted to pull off some shenanigans there. You could inherit some crazy skills on her, like Ground Orders, for example, which is very nice in Aether Raid's defense. And because Nino is such a good player phase unit on her own, she's going to be able to pull her weight offensively. And if you were to throw Ground Orders on her, then you would be able to make a really sick rally trap setup in Aether Raids and have your units just jump around and pull some rally shenanigans to catch the foes off guard. So this Nino could be a decent option. But she also wants to have IVs in the same case as Brave Lynn, and having plus speed on this Nino is definitely going to be the way to go. She has Giga Excalibur as her weapon, and it grants plus 7 true damage to her, as long as she has more speed than the foe she's attacking. So you're definitely going to want to have plus speed IVs for this Nino to really make the most out of her. But I mean, if you did pick her up with the Forma Soul, there are some pretty crazy skill combinations you could give her that would make her still work out pretty decently. Now, finally we come to Bride Ninian, and I think this is probably the best choice to go for this round. Now, it's a little awkward because you don't actually want to merge this Ninian up to plus 10. All you're going to want to do is get one copy of her and have all of the premier skills that you may want, and she's going to be able to support your team as a dancing unit and possibly be able to pull off some crazy shenanigans depending on what you give her. So if you take a look at the right-hand corner of the screen, I've posted a potential build that you could go for if you're trying to pick up the Ninian with the Forma Soul. So we have Spooky Sensor with the Res Refine as the weapon. That's, of course, a seasonal locked weapon, and it's not easy to get. So when it comes to these Hall of Forms units, you want to pick up all of the hard-to-get skills, so it's not going to cost you anything down the road later if you wanted to inherit some skills on them. So Spooky Sensor with the Res Refine, it gives her the Fury 3 effect, so plus 3 to all stats, that's very nice. And with the plus Res Refine, her Res is going to jump up to 39. And this is nice because you could run her on a team and have her soak in possibly chill Res from a foe, or maybe even the Bright and Dark Shrine if she's got enough defense and Res combo to pull that away from one of your other units that she's trying to support. Dance, of course, as the assist. That's the only reason you would ever want to use this Ninian. Ruptured Sky as the special, since it's a 2-hit cooldown, and it calculates based on the foe's attack, so it doesn't matter that this Ninian has the attack power of a wet paper bag. So Ruptured Sky for sure would be the best way to go. Fortress Defense and Res as the A-slot option, so we can just augment her defense and Res even further and give her a better chance of soaking in the chill skills from the foes or the Bright and Dark Shrine and Aether Raids. You could also go for Fury 4 in the A-slot if you wanted, but I feel like Fortress Defense and Res is a little bit better since it's going to give her that little bit extra defense and Res. but it's completely going to be your call. Fury 4 also has some nice uses for player phasing if you wanted to attack with this Ninian. Now, in the B slot, I think the double chill skills are definitely going to be the way to go. Chill, attack, and speed is probably the preferred one at the moment, since we don't have too many combos of dual chills just yet. But, I mean, any combo of a dual chill is going to work out nicely. The way you want to play dancers is just have them support your team and possibly get some debuffs on the foes, so your units are going to be way more powerful when they go in for attacks. So I feel like the double chill skills are going to be the right call. And of course for the C slot we're going with Ground Orders 3, so she can just allow your other units to perform some jump shenanigans and possibly set up some crazy rally traps and Aether Raids if you wanted to do that. But there are, of course, other good C-slot options you could go for, like Air Orders is essentially the same as Ground Orders, but for flying types. You'd also go for Guidance or Flyer Guidance if you wanted to go for a more traditional style of Rally Trap and just have the units jump to her. But I do think Ground Orders is the craziest, because, of course, Infantry-type units are the ones that you're going to want to jump around and have them attack, because they are superior on the player phase, especially some of those Infantry mages, like Ophelia, for example, and Lysithea. Also, there's Bramimon, so, I mean, having that support from this Ninian is going to be really nice for a defense team. But overall, I mean, in the end, I don't think you want to spend the Forma Soul on this Ninian either. She's not really that good to go for merges on, and really the only thing you would get out of her is a really nice supportive dancer, which we already have some good ones in the game, like Peony, who is free. So if you decide to pick up the Forma Soul for this season, I would say just hold on to it for something better. We're bound to get better units in the future from Hall of Forms, and those are definitely going to be the ones you want to spend your Forma Soul pack on. So that's all for today's video, guys. This is your boy Tacho signing out as always. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all again in the next one.